Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and today we're hitting it up with some November favorites. And I, shockingly enough, do not have a ton to talk about, which I feel like for everything I have touched and been into this past month, there should be a lot more. But there's not. So I'm going to dive into what couple products I have today, and we're just going to have a good, fun, fresh lit time because that's what we do. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Like literally everything I have fits in here, which it's just like last month I had such a large, extensive like moment. And then this month it's just kind of like, oh, I've got like a couple things, but I've been really loving this like easy breezy go-to makeup look. Not too crazy, not too over the top, like light, like thin layer of foundation, thin layer of face products. And I like to be going and moving. And I think that that's a good place to start. So let's go ahead and get started with this Catrice foundation. You guys, I have been obsessed with this so much lately. This is the Catrice HD Liquid Full Coverage Foundation. It is only like $10.99 at Ulta, so it's super affordable. The coverage is beautiful. And a lot of these products I'm not going to go into like a ton of depth about because I've talked about them to death. This is one of those products. And for some reason, now that my skin has like changed, it went from super, super oily to a lot less oily. Now I'm more on like the normal scale of things. I'm still really loving this. I find the coverage looks great. It still lasts beautifully on my skin, and I do not need a ton of it. So I have just been literally obsessed. I've went through, like I had about, I'd say 25-ish% of this bottle left, and I have plowed through that because I have literally not put this down in the past month. I've been obsessed with it. The shade range, Now the shade range for this is crap. There's only like 4 or 5 shades or something available on Ulta. I think 18 shades available overall. I only buy it from Ulta. This is actually the shade 020, which used to be the lightest shade available at Ulta. I just recently purchased the new lightest shade, and I'm gonna see how that looks, but I have been making this work with just a ton of concealer and really brightening up using brightening products, and as a base, I find that this is so freaking stunning. I love it, honestly, so much. Like in the last month, if you've watched any of my videos or me or any of my pictures, for the most part, this has been the combo. This foundation with the Tarte Shape Tape in Porcelain Beige, because I feel like this is such a beautiful, bright concealer, and this shade is so dark on me that when I go in with my concealer, my Tarte Shape Tape is actually so bright and light against this that I'm able to fade it down and create like the most beautiful shape-shifted effect on the face. Everything looks and blends, and oh my god, does it last on my skin. It looks so beautiful for so long. I love this combo. I've been obsessed with this. Highly, highly recommend. And again, this Tarte Shape Tape is in the shade Porcelain Beige, which I believe is part of the extended shade range that they did a few months ago. And I love this color as well. So anyways, fantastic. Now, these are 2 powders that I've been using for less than a month, and I'm so obsessed with both that I've already hit pan. I talk about them in literally every video. They are so loved at this point. I've hit, like, did I mention I've hit pan literally on both? This is the Revlon Colorstay translucent powder in the shade 880. And this color is so light and bright and just like, oh, under the eyes. I'm wearing it right now. I love going in and adding a thin layer of this to the inner tear duct down, brightening that whole area, brightening the chin and the forehead, and just like melting this into the skin. The brightness factor alone is so beautiful, and it really does melt nicely into the under eye. It doesn't get like chalky or cakey or weird or anything like that, which I do experience with a lot of powders, surprisingly enough. And this for me is a super, super huge hit win. And then for the all over face moment, I've been loving the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is in the shade 100 translucent. And you guys know, again, if you've been here for longer than like a month or 2, I went through a huge skin change, which is where so much of this came about. And this product, I love the loose version, the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 05 Fair, I believe is what it is. Well, evidently I can't find my bottle, but I think that that's what it is. And I used to wear that product all the time. And it was basically the loose version of this. And I would always take that, press it all over the skin, and I loved the way that it made my skin look. However, when my skin changed, it was too much. I can't wear that much powder. I can't really apply my powder anymore with a beauty sponge like I used to and go in that way. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work for some reason. I always end up getting too much. My skin just does not like that much powder anymore, which is fine. So I had to get a little creative and find a new way to wear it. So that brings me to my other favorite, which is a powder puff. I don't care what you get, where you get it. You just go in. I like to take this really really press it in here and then work it into the sponge, press it all over the face. And I feel like it gives me the same nice set foundation feel that I need because I still do have kind of oily skin, but it doesn't overset it and over powder and give me too much. It's the perfect amount. And this Fit Me powder, I guess it doesn't matter now because now I've tried the pressed and the loose, and I can tell you with fair amount of certainty that this powder is life-changing. It is so beautiful, sets on the skin like a dream. So if you do have like that normal, even normal to dry, like light dry, normal to oily, oily, whatever, find a version of this Maybelline pressed powder and you will not regret it. It is so stunning. I'm like, for me, this is a clear, easy win dupe. The powder version, like the loose powder version of the Maybelline Fit Me, is a very clear dupe for the Hourglass translucent veil powder. Like, they're so similar to the way that they both sit on my skin. The veil powder from Hourglass has a little bit of like luminosity to it, not overbearing. It doesn't like glow. It doesn't have glitter, nothing like that. But it does change in that respect a little bit. But as far as how they both sit your face down as a powder, make them both look like veiled and beautiful and just stunning on the skin, it is seriously, I love this. Like, I'm gonna repurchase another one while I'm out because this powder, oh, I love you. Now, I've linked this video roughly 17 times, it feels like already, but last week I did a video on both of these right here. These are the Hourglass Ambient Unlocked and Ambient Lighting Volume 4 palettes. I will link that video right up here. I did a video comparing them, swatching them, talking about the differences and the similarities. Now, in doing so, I have been using these a lot together and apart and just going through, because before I ever make a video for you guys, I like to really get as much info as I can on that product, and then that way I can really give you weeks worth of knowledge and how I like them, what I don't, yada yada. And I have been using these so much that even when I didn't have to use them, I still was using them. And that is a key to me, that I really love a product. And these are just such a clear-cut, beautiful winner for me, you guys. There's no level of like blendability. There's no level of build up and sheer down that these just cannot do. They're both beautiful. Again, you can see that video if you want to know like which one you think would be best for you. Are they worth it? Yada yada. I go through more info in that. But as far as palettes, do I love them? Holy crap, I have not stopped putting them down. I think that even if it's a natural day, even if it's an intense day, I am always just reaching for these, to the point where I will have to physically take them, put them out of my reach so that I can no longer reach for them, because I'm a creature of habit and I will continuously pick up the same products over and over again if I don't like make my lazy ass get up to go get them. So I'm gonna have to put these out of my reach, and I wanted to throw that in here because it's a huge testament to the quality and how beautiful and amazing and blendable these are. I have so been loving these the last month. So amazing. Now, next up, we're gonna talk about a product that I'm really shocked that I love as much as I do. This is the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. Guys, didn't think I would like this. It is a very, like, what I would almost call an oil spray. Like, in the sense that when you spray it on your face, if you already are prone to even have slightly oily skin, this can make you look very oily and greasy very quickly. But I have been obsessed with this, trying to go through and figure out how I can fit it into my routine and how it works best. I will tell you that, again, as I am now on like the normal to oily spectrum, this I was using as like a spray down, like a primer, going in with my foundation, and then at the end giving myself a few sprays. Too much, can't do it, had to back off. So lately I've been going in Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I guess I should throw that in here too, because I've been loving that bad boy. Where are you at? Honorable mentions. Yes, honorable mentions to the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I've been using this a ton. So lately these two have been working so beautiful to like go in, refine, make my pores look less, make my texture look less, make everything just so calm. So I go in, all my face products, yada yada. I get to the end. I like to go in with my Urban Decay setting spray or whatever setting spray I'm using, my normal setting spray. Give my face a good spritz over. Then at the very end, before I go in with mascara, lipstick, those are always my last two moments, I go in and I give myself about 2.5 to 3 spurts of this. No more than 3, because it's too much. I will be super oily by the end of the day. What this does, why I love it, goes into the skin, sets my makeup down, and just presses everything together and then into my pores. Like, my skin looks significantly less texturized, significantly less dry, less literally everything, less cakey, less irritated, less whatever the word is. with this. The other day, I actually was testing out a new highlight and I hated, okay? And I don't like to say that often, but I hated the way that it looked on my skin. It looked so chunky and just gross on my texture. This whole area was just like, it was not good. And I was like, man, this sucks. Like, how am I going to fix it? This is how I fixed it. I sprayed it on and I actually like used a beauty blender and I kind of pressed it into the skin, and it took that highlight and pressed it in. It still didn't look as great as I would have wanted it to look, but making it go from like super ugly to wearable, it was just beautiful and it was amazing. And I owe this spray so many good makeup days. If you find that areas of your skin are drying out, that certain things are just looking patchy, or if when you put on like your highlight or any of your face products, like they're making your face look more emphasized, more chalky or ashy or something like that, go in with just a little bit of this. It is super pricey, but I can already tell you it's something I would 100% repurchase. I would recommend. I love this thing through and through. Oh my God. I can't imagine not having it. It was the first thing I put in my basket to film this video. Love this. And then for the lips, these are the Laura Lee Los Angeles liquid lipsticks. And I believe these are all part of her Sleigh Bell collection. There is Kissmas, Rose Icing, and Pouty and Nice. Yes, these are all from that collection. I did my first ever actually. What is that? What was that called? Palette roundup, and I will link that right up here. And I went through her entire Sleigh Bell collection, so if you are curious, that is linked up there. Now these are the 3 lips from it. I am actually wearing 2 of them right now. I am wearing Kissmas, which is like the super beautiful berry amazing sexy color that is all over my mouth, and then in the center to pop it out and give it just a little bit more dimension, I added Pouty and Nice, which is a beautiful, 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 beautiful freaking nude pink, you guys. Her formula is absolutely stunning for liquid lips. I don't think it's talked about enough, and I'm going to get there in just a second because I have a couple thoughts on that as well. But I love her liquid lipsticks because they are so thin. They dry down perfectly, but they don't over dry your lips. You don't feel like you're in a desert. And for someone like me, I have a ton of medical issues. I talk about this fairly regularly on my channel, and I always talk about how when you have an autoimmune disease, things like one of the ones I have is fibromyalgia, and it's basically your nerve endings are on fire all the time. So you feel literally everything. If I wear a shirt that has too many pills on the inside of the shirt, I can't wear it because I feel every single pill that's there, or I feel every single like itch or cat hair or dog hair, or like when the wind comes by and it's like that cold, cold wind that stings you. I feel it on every single square inch of my body. It is so bizarre. And that's one of the reasons that I struggle a lot with liquid lipsticks, and I'm very, very sensitive to how far they dry down. Are they uncomfortable? Do they suck the moisture out of your lips? What do they do? Because on me, they're just so drying, I can't stand them. And hers are so not like that. They are thin. They have so much color in them that I can do like my entire mouth with one dunk in the lipstick, which is great. They are so thin. You don't need a lot of product. They don't build up. They don't get goopy. They don't dry down funny or patchy or weird. And I just really, really love these. Now, I am going to touch on something real quick, and then we're going to get back to the rest of the products here. When I reviewed this collection in that roundup video, there was someone that commented in the comments, which is where you guys comment. And as you guys know, even if I don't always respond, I read all the comments. And someone down there mentioned that you couldn't believe that I reviewed this collection. How could I support her? How could I blah, 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 right? And a bunch of you guys kind of echoed what I would say, but I wanted to say it for myself. So here's the tea, sis. I review her collection. I reviewed it the same way I would review anyone's collection, and I reviewed it because it's makeup. That's what I do. My channel is a lot of review. It's a lot of is it good, is it not? And I'm not going to lie to you and say that something isn't good when it is, or vice versa, based on the creator of that brand or that makeup. I'm also going to tell you that when it comes to makeup, if we looked at every brand and every brand owner of every makeup, we would not buy anything if we didn't support people that had done something wrong in their past. There'd be literally no one to support because no one is perfect. Whether you want to say it's Laura Lee, Manny, Jeffree Star, you want to stick with just creators that are creators of makeup, whether you want to go one step further and talk about shady dealings that have happened with, you know, Kat Von D or Huda or any brand. Everybody has a shady past. Everybody has said something or done something in their past that they don't like or appreciate, or that they wouldn't do now in their current day, reflecting who they are. And I wanted to say that as far as that whole controversy, I don't have anything to say. I didn't talk about it because it's not my business. And again, I've done and said things in the past that I don't think would represent who I am now. And we cannot, as a society, move forward and say, oh, okay, well, I want everyone to be great. I want this world to be a beautiful place. I want America to be amazing. I want the world to be amazing. And then not afford the people in it the opportunity to change their hearts and to change their minds and evolve as people. You physically cannot do both, so pick one. And I choose to err on the side of believing the best in people. And I use the fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, like that old adage. I was taught it as a kid. And so if someone like Laura Lee is called out for her past and something that she said, she publicly apologizes in 1 or 2 videos, and whatever you want to believe and have your own opinions on, that's fine. But I am not going to sit here and pass judgment on another person when I have made mistakes, and I know that every single person watching this isn't perfect. I'm not perfect. No one I know is perfect, and that's the reality of the world we live in. So I guess at the end of it, is what she said bad? Sure. Does she know that it was bad? Yes. Is that who she is now? I don't believe it is. And I would go one step farther to say, I don't know her personally. Obviously, I have never met her. And I don't know, I think she's like 29, 30-ish years old, somewhere in there. And imagine that you are that age, which is actually the age I am right now. And all of a sudden, you are getting flogged by millions of people, whether they were fans or not. Millions of people are coming at you. They're calling you a racist. They're calling you all of these names. And they are literally hating you. And then all of your brands and everything that you've worked for financially, everything you've worked for in your career, everything that you've worked for as far as a makeup line, everything goes to shit. And you're going to tell me that in that moment when you're losing everything, and she has been rebuilding, and she has had to go in and rebuild her brand, rebuild her channel, change who she is, and you can tell even in her videos that she is not the same person. She lost a lot, and I think it changed her perspective, and she is rebuilding, and she is still dealing with the aftermath of something that she did literally 7 or 8 years ago. So am I going to sit here and continue to pass judgment on someone that has paid her dues, said she's sorry, put out the videos, and that has made mistakes no different than myself, because we've all made mistakes. And you can say, well, no, I never did this. I never said a racist thing. I never said a fat joke. So what? You were bad. And to the person that you were awful to, or the situation you were awful in, even if it wasn't towards another human being, you were still awful. And you don't get to be the judgment that sets forth down onto the human race that says what is and is not bad. So to recap, I love these liquid lipsticks. I will not talk about this again. I had really hoped that as a society and as a people, we had like moved and evolved and come forward from this, but evidently I was wrong. So that is what I think about that. I think we all make mistakes, and I think I will make mistakes. I have already made mistakes, and every day I wake up and I try to be better. I try to be a better version of myself, and that's all we can do. And I hope that as we go forward, you guys want to stick around and see that. However, if you choose to not be here because I review everyone, and I typically don't stray from that, like I have no reason to stray from that. I review everyone the same, every collection the same. I'm reviewing makeup, not people. And if you want to stick around for that, I hope that you will do so and stay subscribed. But if you can't, I understand. And I understand. That's all there is to say. So let's keep going. Cheery face on. Conversation over. Love the liquid lips. Super comfortable, by the way, right now. Super comfy. And they last. Side note, those liquid lipsticks will stay on forever. When I did my swatches of those, holy crap, they were there for a minute. I was like, okay, girl, these are not messing. No, no. Now, moving into hair, I do have 2 things here that I want to talk about. These are both from the brand Ouai, which is Ouai. I think that's how you say it. And this is the texturizing hairspray, and this is the hair oil. So I love both. Favorite is the hair oil. Oh my God, love this so much. But this texturizing hairspray really surprised me. It's a beautiful volumizing hairspray texture. It does give your hair a little bit of extra grit, a little bit of oomph if you need that, like I do. I have very flat, useless, lifeless little hair. And this does a really nice job of going in, giving me a little something while also holding the curl or the shape or whatever it is that I'm like trying to hold. And it does it with flexible hold, so it's not uncomfortable, nothing like that. Now, the only thing about this that I'm not like obsessed over the top in love with is the smell. It is very, very strong. If you are spraying like any set amount, if you're spraying a lot of it, if you're gonna really get your whole head in there, it's a lot. It's very, very strong. I typically have to like spray it, walk away, and come back. But as far as like a spray goes, I love it. I definitely use it. I would continue to use it and purchase it. It's just that spray, if you're sensitive to smells, anything like that, just be forewarned, it's not bad, and I think that it's worth it even with the smell being strong. It's just a little strong if you spray a lot of it. So if you're one of these sprayers and you're just like a little like, ooh, yeah, ooh, like a little bit, you'll be fine. But if you're like me and you really get in there and like give it a coat, it's a little overwhelming. Like that smell right there is still pungent. So it's a nice smell. It's not like bad. It's not like, you know, overly floral or sweet or anything to that effect. It is a beautiful, just a nice hair smell, very salon-esque smell. But just be forewarned, it might be a little bit intense. Just saying. But girl, then we move on to this hair oil. Girl, boy, animal, mineral, vegetable. I love this freaking hair oil. Oh my good Lord. This stuff is so good. It goes into your hair and it's so like light and thin. This is to me like the hair oil version of what Hourglass products are in refinement. I always talk about how like Mineral Veil and how just thin and fine and literally refined and finite the powders are, and that's why they work so nicely. They're so light and airy, but they go in and they settle down and they do their thing on your face. This is the same thing but in your hair. Oh my good Lord. You put this oil in like literally 1 or 2 pumps. This will take me with my short ass lifeless hair. This will take me a long time to get through. I don't care. I love it. And I did buy another one. I love that this is so light that like 3 pumps of it, work it into your hand. I like to work it into like this area too, just so I can like run my fingers through my hair. I typically keep it from about the ears down because my hair, like my scalp is very, very oily. And this is an oil, so I don't need any assistance making my hair more oily. But I love that when I put this in my hair, it doesn't clump my hair together. It doesn't make it more oily. It doesn't over accentuate anything. It doesn't like draw the moisture to a weird area. It just, I tried so many hair oils in the last like year to 2 years. This is the first hair oil I've ever used that is so seamless in my hair, and that once I put it in and I style my hair or I do whatever, you can't tell that it's there. It doesn't leave a film. It doesn't make it more oily later. It doesn't do anything other than nourish my hair, make it feel so soft and amazing. I love to put this in on shower day. I'm not going to lie to you. As my favorite day to use this, it's either shower day or the day before shower. That middle day I typically skip, or if I use it, I use only 1 pump and I kind of just hit the ends because my ends are very dry and brittle because I went through this thing with my tumor and my medication. It was a whole minute. But basically, that whole situation made my ends very dry and brittle. So if I do this on that in-between day, every like second day, only 1 pump. Shower day is typically 2 pumps. The day before shower is typically 3 pumps. And I find that it just does such a beautiful, amazing job going in the hair, helping like seal off that whole hair down to the very tippy tip, helps keep it strong and luxurious and soft and amazing. And I love it. And I don't have enough good things to say about it. Works great in my flat, dry, little lifeless, oily ass hair. It'll work great. I've seen it work great for big, lustrous, curly hair. I've seen it work for everyone. Such a good, well-rounded, amazing hair oil. And it smells, by the way, like a dream. Oh my God, it smells so nice. But it's not overpowering. Not even a little bit. Like on the Richter scale, this is like an 8 out of 10 smell. This is like a 3 or a 4. Like not even close. Oh, but so good. Kind of like roses. I love this. Light floral. God, yes. Love you. Love you. Now moving on to the last couple of products, we have some face products. And anytime I'm using expensive products, like a lot of them, you can just assume there was a sale, because guess what, guys? There was a sale. This is all Tatcha. And I'm obsessed. So these are really offbeat products for me that I never thought I would try. But there was a sale. I just had to say it one more time. And I love them. So this is the rice polish in deep. So they have the different rice polishes. Some are for sensitive skin. They have them for like surface cleaning, and then they have deep cleaning, which is what this is, for more like oily, more acne prone skin, which is what this is. Oh my God, you guys, this is, it's like a micro exfoliant, but it like turns into a soap kind of. I don't know how to describe it, but I go in, I remove my makeup, and then I love taking, you need like half a teaspoon of this, work it onto your hands, and then it'll be gritty, and you run it over your face, and it turns into like a really soft, almost foamy soap. Really nice, really airy. I like to kind of massage that into my skin because it's Tatcha, it's expensive, and I feel like it can't hurt. So I kind of massage it in for just a second. I make sure that all of the granules are gone, and and then I just go in with a cloth and I wipe it off, and it does such a nice job at removing impurities and just like getting off that last little layer of whatever's in your pores, whatever's on your skin, whatever you don't like. Maybe it's dead skin. Maybe you're having a moment. I don't know. But I love this. And I go in and I use this depending on how thick and cakey my makeup was. I'll definitely use it on those days. For the most part, every other day, but it is gentle enough, at least for me, that I can use this every day and not be affected. And you do get a nice amount of product in here. Like, I don't even think I'm halfway through it, and I've been using it for probably 3 weeks now, almost a month, and I really love this. I feel like it's made a huge difference in getting all the makeup off my skin and just making my skin happy. So I love that. Then, to take my makeup off, see, I did these in the wrong order. I should have done this one first. This is the Tatcha Pure One Step Camellia Cleansing Oil. And Camellia. Sure. I love this, you guys. This is such an amazing melt-off cleanser. It is an oily cleanser, so you take in it. It's a pump right here. I usually use like 3 or 4 pumps, again, depending on how intense my makeup is. 3 or 4 pumps. I put it on my hand. I like to work it onto both hands, and then I just go in, do one of these just like any other melting cleanser, and it removes everything. Liquid lips, mascara, brows, whatever, like glitter glue I have on, everything. And I do take, and like I always have a little bit left over on my fingers, and I always kind of hit the mascara area, and it does such a beautiful job at gently lifting it off the lashes. It doesn't like strip, hurt, harm, nothing like that. And one of my biggest problems with melt away cleansers, because I'm already oily skinned prone, is that it makes my skin more oily. It'll make it agitated. I'll end up breaking out from it, and this doesn't do any of that. My skin loves this melting cleanser, and it makes the process of taking off my makeup so fast, so simple, so easy. You guys know, typically for removing, I go with like a simple wipe, or I go with a micellar water, but that takes time. This does not. If I'm in like a hurry, I want to go to bed, which as of late has been my thing, because girl, I am tired in this winter season. I have been just loving having this right there on my windowsill. I just grab it and just boop, 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 and it, woo. And there's a level of it too that's so relaxing, because the formula is such a thin, like, you can hear that. It's such a thin, that was such a weird audio shot, but it's such a thin, like, liquid viscosity that I feel like it's not goopy, it's not bleh, it doesn't like clog. I feel like the other ones, so many other melting cleansers give me that feeling that they're gonna like clog my skin, clog my drain, clog something, and this isn't like that. It's just such a thin, beautiful, refined formula. I love this. I'm obsessed with it. I've used it so much. Like, when I first got it, I was like, I'm only gonna use it sometimes. Now I use it every day because I love it and I can't stop. So that's great. Now, this is the other thing I picked up from Tatcha. Okay, not really. I picked up a couple more things, but they're just not in this video. But this is Tatcha The Essence, and this is their Plumping Skin Softener. It says that an anti-aging complex, a concentration of pure micronutrients, softens and plumps the skin with deep hydration while maximizing the performance of the Tatcha skincare ritual. And here's what I'm going to tell you about this. It's amazing. I use this at night as like a nighttime oil. So I'll go in, I cleanse my face, I've washed it, we're good, it's patted dry. This is the next step. I put this on before my serum. So I have my Murad serum that I use. I talk about it a ton. I love that one. But I love going in with this guy first on like a cotton round, whatever you have. This is my, again, nighttime oil. I put this on and I feel like it really does what it says. It does a beautiful job at getting into the skin. I can feel my skin just like soaking this off the cotton round, and it's almost like it wants it. Like, it's like, give me that shit. Like, I know what it is and I want it now. Now, it does set on the skin very much so like an oil, in the sense that I can't use this before my makeup routine. I have to use this at night. I have a daytime similar option that I will show you guys here in a second. But as far as a nighttime option, my skin really, really loves this. It responds beautifully to it, but doesn't treat it in like an oily acne, like I'm gonna break out kind of way, which is really shocking, because typically if I use any type of a product like this that has oil in it at all, my skin immediately gets irritated, it gets annoyed, I have to break out, like, or I'm producing more oil because of it. And this doesn't do that. It's so refined, and it's very similar to this cleanser. These are products that I typically would not be able to use, but because Tatcha is such a beautiful, well-rounded, refined, expensive ass brand, I know it's expensive, but these are products that I would not not typically be able to use because my skin just does not tolerate it for whatever reason. And this Tatcha essence is just so good. I highly recommend it. And typically I wouldn't recommend it if you have normal to oily skin, but I've been using this again for like a month and a half, no. I'd say 3 to 4 weeks to be safe. And I love it. I love it so much before bed. I think it's so good. And then I go in with my serums and my moisturizers. Nothing is too heavy. It doesn't create like this weird base for the other products. Everything is still soaking in, looking good, looking amazing. Now, for the daytime version of that, I have been obsessed. This is the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Facial Toner. This is so good. So at first, I had these switched. I was doing this one at night, this one in the morning. Too oily, had to switch. Nighttime is much better. This Rose one is a beautiful toner. If you want to go in, give your skin that nice hydration, but it's almost like a prolonged hydration throughout the day. I feel like it does a beautiful job settling under my makeup, still giving me that nice just drink that my skin wants without making me super, super oily. And I also think this does say it removes impurities and softens. Yes, it does. My skin, after I put this on, I put on my morning lotion, and it is so beautiful. My skin just feels soft. It feels supple. It feels ready for makeup. It doesn't feel too dry, too oily. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to dehydrate my skin. It doesn't feel like anything other than soft, beautiful, supple, amazing skin. And I just have been loving this so, so much. And I think it's really pretty in the bottle. I mean, it's going to look nasty. Like, I have a feeling the less product that's in here, the nastier all this looks. But when you first get it, this is a real showstopper. Like, it's beautiful. And also, I'm not like, it's not in this video because I'm just started using it 2 weeks ago, but I've also been using the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration nighttime cream, and I've been loving like the combo of that at night, this in the morning. That's been really, really nice as well. So anyways, love this so much. Highly recommend. Oh my God, I love this. Now, as far as music that I've been loving this month, I really, like, I hate to say it, but I don't really have much of any. Like, there's been a couple that I love, I guess, but for the most part lately, I have been obsessed with older music. Like, we're talking 90s, we're going 80s, we're going like 90s country where it's like extra twangy, mullets, big hats. That's where I've been lately for the last month, loving me some old school. So, I mean, I could like give you a couple of my like highlighted old school favorites. I mean, okay, if you insist. Salt and Peppa, what a man. Oh God, makes me smile so much. Now you're gonna see a theme here pretty shortly. A lot of these are what I listen to when I'm driving, because when I'm driving, I am the most obnoxious version of myself. So I'll be in the car and I'm just like if you were to drive by me, that's what you would see. A lot of that. Some arm flailing, some boisterous singing, and God forbid I'm in a parking lot and there's somebody in the car near me because they can hear every word. It's a lot. Oh, it's a lot. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. And when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. I know. Sir Mix-a-Lot, baby got back. So, as we all know, the Backstreet Boys have made a comeback lately, and I'm not so interested in like getting into their newer stuff, but it did get me going on an older song or 12. You guys, 8th grade feels so good. Trisha Yearwood, she's in love with the boy. It's too cute. And her hair, bigger than a field. And I love it. I don't know if you guys know that, but that song was written about me. There's some dust on my bottle. That sounds bad. Moving on. Oh, this is the best way to round this video out. I could not pick a better, spiritual, the love I have right now. You guys, Dee Messina. Dee Messina. I love her. When I was in like 6th grade, I think it was like right around that time, my mom had a CD of hers. and I fell in love with it. I actually took it from my mother. My mom's like, where's my CD? And I was like, I don't know. It's not in my room, in my giant boombox CD player, which was like this damn big. And needless to say, I kept it for like a year, and I would just kind of hide it on my mom because I was so in love with that frickin' CD. There were 3 songs. There's Bye Bye, I'm All Right, and then not on that CD was Heads Carolina, Tails California. So good. But the first 2 were on that CD. Gets me right here. And now as an adult, keep in mind, she's like, I got my foot down on my accelerator, and my foot is down on my accelerator, and I'm going 68 miles an hour. Because I got my foot down on mine, girl. We together. It's about 30 years later, but we're still right here. I got you. I love that song. You guys, I'm like restraining from like just squeaking. I love her so much. I love these songs. And you know, just for good measure, I better throw in this last one. I mean, because I have to, right? Yeah. And you guys, that is it. That is my entire November favorites. And I have to say, there wasn't a lot for product, but I still had a good November, and I hope you guys did too. And I apologize for my little mini run through memory lane. I just can't help it. You know what? One of these days, if there's a lip sync battle, I will win, because as you can see, I'm clearly a professional, and I love doing them. So you guys, thank you so much. Please leave all of your favorites for the month down below. I love reading them because I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten some good ass recommendations from you guys. So leave all of that down below. And yeah, just thank you so much for watching. Again, comment, like, and subscribe. And if you are curious or you don't follow me yet, the links for Instagram and Twitter are both down in the description box. I am on both of them, mainly on Instagram, a lot on Insta stories. I post a ton of photos, lots of like cat and dog photos. I bake, I do a lot. And while you're doing that, you should also subscribe, because I do put up new videos Monday through Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 videos a week. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 my time, which is Northern Michigan. And yeah, I think that is it, you guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big. She looks like one of those rap guys' girlfriends. Who understands those rap guys?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige. Did that sound weird? Gee, Paige, I don't know. You only got into 2 seconds of it. It does sittle on the... Sittle. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige. This is Seeking Alexandria, and I'm so excited to bring to you. What am I trying to say? Hello? Who are you? You're not my real mom.
Her butt. It's just so big. I can't believe it's just so...
I always get up. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige. Hello, welcome back to my channel. And this color is so light, and oh my God, that when I go in with my concealer, Tarte concealer. Now we're gonna move on to lips, and I have definitely been obsessed